Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 8, Example 8.3. This is a fairly straightforward, easy one. It's on page 282, and we're going to be using the file MSA. This is in the Chapter 8 data file under the tab that says MSA. So basically what we're analyzing here is data on the number of applicants, a marketing column of data, and an employed column of data. So read through the first two paragraphs there explaining this before you watch the rest of the video, and then you'll understand what we're trying to do. So there's two questions. Question A has two parts. Question B has two parts. The first one wants us to analyze the data with just those three variables and then calculate an outcome based on some specified data after we create the regression analysis. And then B wants us to create an interaction term and then run the data again with that interaction term in there. And then using that regression equation, calculate two different data points from that. So that's what we're going to do here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so here you see the data for MSA. And what I want to do, I like to work in clean new sheets. So I'm just going to copy this. You don't have to do this. It just makes my life easier. And I'm going to put it in a new sheet. Just paste it in here. Okay, so now all my data is clean. So I said what we're going to do, I'm going to do this the easiest, fastest way. So the first one, we don't have to create an interaction term. We're just going to use these three columns of data. The second one, we need an interaction term. So I'm just going to go ahead and create that right now. Interaction just means we're multiplying two things together. So this is going to be marketing times employed. And I'm just putting MKTG times X EMP just to get that point across. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the marketing number, multiply that times the employed number, and then we get that product. Now we're going to take this and copy it on down for all 80 observations. And now we have all the data we need for both analyses that we're going to run. Okay, so I'll try to say this slow so you guys can write it down if you need to and follow along. But I'm going to run both analyses just kind of back to back and then do both the equations from there. So just go to data, and we've done this type of thing before, data analysis, and then go to regression, hit OK. You want to make sure you have all these things checked: labels, confidence level, new worksheet's fine. If you want to put it in an output range in here, that's good too. But and then I'm just going to delete these out here so that you can see me put in the what goes where. So since we're trying to use, this is our Y column of information, applicants, that's what we're trying to predict with our regression equation. We're going to take this and get all of column A that has data down to 81, I think. Okay, we're going to take that. See, it says A1 to A81. And then since we're doing the first part of it without the interaction term, we're just going to grab columns B and C for the X. Okay, so there we go. So B1 to C81. We're not doing D yet. We'll do that the next time around. And then just hit OK. So now here's our output for, we'll just call this model 1. And we see that this just has marketing and employed. Okay, over here we'll put model 2 in just a second. So now we're going to do the same thing. Just go to data, data analysis, regression. And then all you have to change on this is change this C to a D. All right. And now this is still A1 to A81, and this is just B1 to D81. So we're grabbing all three columns. Hit OK. And then see, this now has this new coefficient, marketing times EMP. So we have the intercept plus 3 here, where before we had 2. So we'll call this model 2. And then To make the next part easier, I'm going to cut and paste this and put it over here next to model 1. All right. So, and we just see these. So we see the adjusted R squared for this one's 71, this one's 72.5. So model 2 is a little bit better model. And then the thing it's asking us is in A, for a given marketing expense of $80,000, predict the number of applicants received if 50% of the graduates were employed within 3 months. Okay, so we'll just call this one A1, and we'll do A2 here in just a minute. Okay, so here, the equation for this, if you look in the book, this is on page 283. I'm just going to type this out for you, but you see all the numbers right there. Where it has A, it has the answer. So we're going to take the intercept, and this is, we just got to put some parentheses in to make it all work out. So it's not going to be exact. It's going to be the same numbers, but we're just going to have parentheses in here so Excel will know what to do. Plus the marketing coefficient times 80 because it's $80,000, right? And then plus the employed coefficient, but we need to put a parentheses there times 50 because that's the percentage of graduates. And I know it's 80,000, we put 80, that's because the units are in thousands. Okay, hit enter, and it should match what's in the book, 29.59. Okay, so that's the answer to A1, the first part of that one. So the easiest way to do the next one is you just take this whole formula, hit copy, click off of it, or it's going to think you're trying to put another cell in there. And then come down here and paste this formula in. And the only difference between part 1 and part 2 is we're changing the 50 to an 80. So they're saying, well, what if it's 80? How does that change things? So then that gives you 60.04. So that's A1 and A2 with model 1. And then over here we have B1, 2. Similar thing, just a little more involved because we got 3 coefficients. So this one here, and this one's multiplying. So we're going to have to do that when we write out the equation. So again, this is on page 283 in the part B answer, but I'm just going to work through it with you guys so you can see how to calculate it in Excel. So we start with the intercept plus, and then the first part's kind of the same, at least the same like fields. The marketing coefficient times 80 plus the employed coefficient times 50 plus. Now this gets a little tricky. I think you need 3 of these. And then we're going to take the coefficient of marketing employed and put another, well, it's not right. You can put 1 there. We'll put 3 at the end. That's where I was thinking about that. Okay, this times 80 times 50 because this is just marketing times employed, right? So we have 80 here, we have 80, 50 here, and this is the 2 combined. So then we're going to start doing our closed parentheses there. And another one. Let's just see how that does. I knew it would do something with it. Let's see. Oh, well, so let's just try it this way. All right, so there we go. It wanted me to put an asterisk there to multiply. Anyway, so that gives us our answer there. And then the same way with the one before, just to save us all that typing and worrying about typing something in wrong, let's just copy this one and click off of it. Make sure you click off, it'll give you the devil. And then here, we're doing the same thing. We're just changing the 50 to 80 just to see what if that was the case. So change both our 50s to 80s because that is our employed percent. And hit enter. And there you go. So that's how you do example 8.3, creating an interaction term for two numerical values. Thank you.